Hey, this is Alchemist 2, and I'm back again with another book review. And this is the third book in the Firstborn series. It's called Found. There are actually 5 books in the series. And in this particular book, John Baxter's path collides with Dane Matthews' path. And I'm sorry, this is a spoiler, but the two of them finally find each other. That's why it's called Found. And in the duration of the story, which is full of drama, as Karen's stories typically are, Dane comes to realize that he still loves Katie. As if there were any question of that. If you've been reading this series, then you know this. And there's a snag in the very beginning when you first read it between he and Kelly. But Dane realizes that Kelly is just not what he's looking for in a girlfriend at all. She's immature and needy and just phony and cellophane and just plastic. She's just empty inside. And in the very beginning of the book, we discovered that she's pregnant. Well, the two have been living together, so it's really not that much of a shock, because Katie had told him in the last book, forget about me, Dane. I'm going back to the Christian Kids Theater, and that's where I'm needed. That's where God wants me. And of course Dane returns to Hollywood and Malibu Beach, and he gets back together with Kelly. But after Kelly aborts the child, sorry, spoiler alert again, he's devastated. He really wanted that child, because if you know anything about Dane's background, then you realize that he feels very, very, very strongly about abortion, and he is a pro-lifer, a staunch pro-lifer at that. And it kills him, and he realizes that there really is no future for he and Kelly. So he goes back to Bloomington, and of course his path collides with his birth father. Of course, his birth mother, Elizabeth, she died of cancer. We've known that since book 1, Firstborn. But it actually ends very happily for them all. And in the preview for Family, it looks like everything comes crashing to a halt again with the paparazzi. But you knew this was coming because of Dane's status as a celebrity. But I really don't know what happens in book 4, Family. The last book is called Forever. I haven't read it yet, but I just love Karen Kingsbury and her work, and I plan on donating this to my Christian library for other people to read it. And I have gotten so much from from Mrs. Kingsbury's books, and I seriously believe that she is exceptionally talented and blessed, and that her work is very influential. And if you go to her website, you can see that she's working on some new series now, and she seems like she's a really nice person, and I would really like to meet her. And I've been getting some ideas myself, and to get a little bit off track, after I finish my comedy Ghosts of War, I'm going to start writing Junior Detective Agency, which is a story I came up with on my own inspired by Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys and all things Scooby-Doo. And I just thought it would be really fun to have a series that was written for kids and dealt with mysteries, and maybe I could move it on to a high school level, because they're going to feature a lot of problems that middle schoolers face, and then I'm going to move them on into high school, maybe even college. I think it would be good for me to do that, just to have a whole series spanning all these characters' lives. And I'm just starting with middle school characters at the beginning as a basis, and I think it's going to become a universe of its own, because I already have all my characters laid out and all their personalities and their talents and their disadvantages and what they lack and how they work together well and how they clash. And it's going to be full of morals and values and just a lot of good that can be taken away from it, as well as curiosity as a good thing rather than a bad thing, because curiosity and lust for knowledge is always a good thing. You always want to find out how the world works, and I'm all for that. And of course, with other things, being more cautious is first and foremost. But anyway, going back to my original topic, found. The series just keeps getting better and better. And for anybody who hasn't read Karen's books, I cannot recommend them enough. If you're not Christian, then I would say open your mind and just give it a chance. You never know, you may actually enjoy it. So with that, I give book number 3 of the Firstborn series 2 thumbs way up, out of the ceiling, into the sky, fireworks exploding everywhere. Maybe that's a little bit over the top, but personally, I think they're that extraordinary.